Yo, Elliot! So ex-postal 1289X broke his fibula playing basketball the other day, and now, actually 17 days ago. Now he's in a situation where his leg is starting to atrophy because he can't train. Obviously he can't train that leg. He wants to know what he can do to maintain the muscle mass in order to not fall too far down into the depths of dysfunction, atrophy, and weakness. So, I've got a great story for you. I too have broken my tibia and fibula on that same, on the same leg, on my right leg. And funny story, I was at the heights of my performance at that time. I was shortly out of college, and I went to a barbecue, some friends, right? And young dudes after a couple drinks and barbecue, we find fun shit to do, usually in the form of competition. So this dude, he had a slip and slide on one side of his house. So we decided, right, we're all athletes, and we're all drunk athletes, having a great time. And we decided, let's make a competition where the winner gets to slip through the slip and slide and dive into the pool, right? So we created this game, I created this game, because Elliot Hulse is always the coach and the leader, created this game where we start at one side of the house and we sprint around the house. So there's 5 of us, sprint around the house, and all throughout it's no holds barred. You can trip, you can push, you can knock someone out, you can grab them, pull them down, but the guy that ultimately gets away from that crowd of mangling gets to run through and slip and slide and then dive into the pool. Yay, winner. So let me tell you how I was the winner and loser, right? Because when it was time to wrestle all those dudes, I was knocking motherfuckers out the way. It was like roller derby. And I'm knocking him over, and then one dude had his hand on my shirt, and I just knocked him off like I was playing football, ran, slip and slide in, bang! Sat right on my fucking leg. I knew it was broke right away. First time I ever broke a bone. Damn it, ruined my life. At the time I didn't have health insurance, right? I only just got health insurance, so a lot of you guys there who are worried about safety and security, fuck that, you do what you gotta do. Right? Just don't be a retard and break shit when you don't have health insurance. So I couldn't go to the hospital and have them all wrap me up and give me shots or whatever it is that you end up getting, a boot or a cast. I wrapped that bitch up with like what you would wrap your knees up when you squat, right? Knee wraps. I wrapped it up real tight and went about my day. I was building a business at that time too, so it was like I still had to freaking work. So I was at the gym and I'm doing all this. I rehabbed myself to the point where, I am where I am today, and I was able to participate and win many athletic endeavors after breaking my tibia and fibula, tearing the freaking muscle on the side there. Because all throughout the time that I was recovering from that injury, I did 2 things, but the one that I'll share with you most importantly right now is I always maintained my stability. I always focused on, I would stand on that leg, even if I was like training somebody or doing something, I'd stand on that leg and it hurt like hell. It's only been 14 days for you, 17 days. So maybe wait another week. But just stand on that leg and work on the balance. That's going to be painful enough as it is, just standing on that leg. And then I slowly, because I understand physical therapy, I understand the way the body repairs itself, I slowly began adding slightly more dynamic movements to that. So I'd stand on one leg, and then I'd tell my friend, hey, throw a ball, and we'd play catch while I'm standing on that leg. So there's a lot of stability being challenged there. Then I started doing single leg toe touches. Then I'd stand on one leg with my eyes closed. Then I'd start to do single leg squats on that leg. Slowly but surely, always building up to the performance capacity that I was looking for. In other words, getting back to where I was before. If you go to my channel, really old videos, there's maybe like 2008, there are videos of me squatting and stuff. I'm not doing much talking because I first started my channel. You'll see my right foot wrapped up really tight with what looks like a big sock. That was what that was the time when I was recovering from that injury. And after I was able to finally squat again, I would start doing single leg hops like the dot drill, 5 dot drill, and I'd hop, and the leg would burn, but ultimately over time it came back. Bones heal, tendons will heal, little bit more difficult, but you'll be fine, dude. The main thing is to start slowly, and the first place you always start when designing any exercise program, mainly for someone who's recovering from an injury, is stability. Single leg stability. Good luck. Yo, Elliot.